have a quorum? I have 8. I have 9.
No, and that you said that, but I did a dog surgery
Yeah, you
tonight.
do.
After
I count.
well,
And Rich counts.
November, what happens in November?
Okay.
Every election.
Okay.
So then
Oh,
usually-
here's back.
Council,
I-
we might not be able to do a council meeting.
Here's Becca. All right, I'll call the meeting in order. Roll call has been taken.
Yes.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Moved by moved by Paula, second by Dan. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the previous committee of the whole minutes. Moved by Kathy. Second by Becca. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Citizen comment, I don't think there is any. Finance and purchasing budget update.
All right. I put together a little presentation on where the budget currently stands for the city. But as you can see, for new construction, we were just at 1.03, a little bit more than the last couple of years, but not extensively higher than it previously has been. No surprise with the levy limits, given the restrictions on that, we're only about 15,000 more last year than what we had for the levy limit. Here's a breakdown of where the levy will go to, both through the general and the other funds through the city. That was all laid out in the public announcement last week. Here's a breakdown of our operating revenues. Generally about 36% from internal or intergovernmental revenue, and then another 31% from the city levy. And for expenditures, about 29% for public works, 33% for public safety are the primary expenditures for the city. These are estimates that I put together. Lori was just able to put together the expenditures from October. So estimating from that point on, I'm projecting that we'll have about 38,000 surplus in revenue. That's from miscellaneous expenditures. Primarily, that's coming from aviation fuel. Last year, they were able to switch how they received the fuel, which lowered it from basically from retail down to cost. So we have increased the number of basically sales from the previous years, and fuel has almost doubled previously. Of course, with that revenue also means there's more expenses for the fuel. So subtracting the expense for the fuel, the city came out ahead by about 4,000 to 5,000 total. On expenditures, so this is estimates that I have on the left of where expenditures are going to be at the end of the year. Looking at 2.9 million, we had a budget of just over 3 million for the year. On the right-hand side, that is the projected deficit and surplus per department. As you'll see for the fire department, that is primarily because we currently have the expenditure for the fire truck chassis on the 100 account. So that will be something that the council will have to decide when it's time to purchase the actual fire truck, whether we want to take a loan out for the entire amount and put that 120,000 back into the 100 account, or just to take a loan out for the remaining funds. That will be something we'll decide later. But essentially, between the surplus and revenue and also costs that are down, that is primarily because we have not had personnel, both when Cullen left, also the 7th officer, and then some shortages in public works. We're looking at an overall surplus of about 128,000. We'll need about 23,000 in surplus to balance the budget for next year. So we should still have around 100,000 that we can use for either putting into the 100 account, or also Public Works and the police have some items that they would like to purchase at the end of the year that is planned for next year. So if we have the surplus, we would like to use it this year.
Yes.
Scott, like the park and rec, is that mostly due to the pool? You know, because I haven't heard any of these numbers yet. You know, like Colin used to give a presentation, where the pool sat, how much it was in the red for the year, and, you know, because it's going to happen. We don't
Yes.
know that.
Yeah, so what I was taking it just from the account numbers. So that includes parks, library, pool.
Okay, all culture
All-
rec.
All, yeah, culture and rec. Just so I wasn't breaking it down by too small of an item. But yes, primarily that is a result of the pool. So the pool is able to meet expenses through both the fee to go to the pool and also in swimming lessons, as well as food
Oh, concession.
concessions. That's what I was looking for. So they were able to cover basically their salaries with those fees. It's the operating cost. So whether that's for chlorine or maintenance, that is something that the city is basically supporting, because there isn't enough
Pipe issue in the beginning.
that also as well. But looking at previous years, it's not too far off from where it was previously of just the pool always comes in at a deficit.
There was substantial maintenance done to it earlier in the year with pumps and other things, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
No, just the normal. We try to do a pump a year. We only did one pump this year again. I think it was under 5,000, 3,500 or something. The normal stuff. We try to do a pump a year, and it's usually under 5,000. Yes, there was a couple breaks, but if you look back on Doug's total plumbing, because we kept most of it in house, you're talking a few thousand. It wasn't as near as bad as we thought it was going to be, but it still was thousands. But it's not like a huge number. It might have been under 5,000.
So you're saying that's the only where it normally.
Yes.
You're always gonna-
And that's, you have chlorine and other expenses for operating costs. So, that's all I have for the presentation. If there's any questions or comments.
Can we have John give us a report on, he had kind of set us some goals for himself. And if those were accomplished, and why, if they weren't accomplished, just the overall summary of the pool and the activities.
Yep.
He comes in the spring asking for things, but we don't get a report of how things turned out.
Yeah, I can put that together.
And he's done that before for us. He's come to a meeting. Not something you need to do.
But I'll have a schedule.
All right, any other questions on the budget? All right, protections of persons and property, police department report.
So we had 266 incidents this month. Some notable things we had on October 15th. Received a report of an individual making animal noises out of the window of a vehicle and driving off. Officer Rohrborn performed a traffic stop. The driver was arrested for OWI and possession of marijuana. October 18th, Officer Doty responded to a two-vehicle accident approximately 2:45 a.m. Vehicle struck the rear of a legally parked vehicle. Both had significant damage. Subject was also arrested for OWI, first offense. October 27th, Officer Vokes responded to a report of an individual making threats towards a neighbor. That individual was on a probation hold and charged with disorderly conduct and unlawful use of a phone. They were referred for charges. And the other notable incident was on the 28th of October. Officer Shelma also responded to a potential fraud incident. This was in regards to somebody actually having access through a phishing website. Officer Shelma was able to prevent this person from depositing $13,000 into a Bitcoin machine. It was an elderly person, so luckily they contacted us, and Officer Shelma was able to save them from losing $13,000. We also participated in quite a few community events. October 18th, our officers from the department donated their time and participated in Trunk or Treat. This was a great turnout. Captain Schrader and the other officers outdone themselves this year with decorating the squad. Also, plenty of candy was handed out. It was a really good turnout. Also, something that I talked about before, we decided to be a part of the Police Lights of Christmas program. Some of you may have seen it on social media, some of the pictures that we had done, embarrassing, but some pictures that we participated in. This is a fundraising event that allows us to receive gift cards that we can hand out to the community. We raised $1,000 for our department. I believe we were fourth out of, I don't know how many total departments there were, but some departments raised up to 20,000. But we were pretty happy with with being the first time that we did this. But Officer Volks basically spearheaded this program on her own. We also were able to get a lady, Gracie Gregory, photography. She actually came down from way up north about 4 or 5 hours to take all the photos for us for the photo shoot. So it was really a good experience. It was a good team building for our entire department to be involved. And this program raised about $60,000 with all the participating departments, and all that goes back into our community. The $1,000 that we raised stays in our community through gift cards, especially during the holiday season with those that are less fortunate. Last thing I have is that we do have our Stuff the Squad. Friday, November 14th, we changed things up a little bit. Rather than do it on a Saturday before Thanksgiving, we decided to try something different. So we're going to be doing it Friday the 14th from 2 p to 6 p.m. At Piggly Wiggly. And we're hoping that we hopefully can get a lot of donations for our food pantry in town. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to.
No questions? Fire department?
Excuse me, we had 5 calls for the month of October. We had a possible gas leak at a residence, a person walking by, literally smelled the gas on the sidewalk. Notified the fire department, so it was awesome we could get that squared away. We had smoke detectors going off in a home. Person was literally at work and their children that were old enough to be home alone at night. Person felt the motion on their phone whenever there was motion picked up by the cameras in the house, and listened the audio on it. I could hear the smoke detector going off in the house, and the kids were literally sleeping through it. So it worked out. I mean, everything worked out perfect. Your page to assist on a medical call to gain access to a home. Remove smoke from a residence. There was an issue with the fireplace. Thanks to Chuck listening when he left the PD, he heard it and alerted us to get there, and everything worked out well. So did a fire alarm in a local business, and then we had members also participate in trunk or treat. Hard to keep up with the PD, but we try our best.
You do very well.
That's all I have. If you have any questions.
Something really flatter. That trumps everything.
Yeah.
Get any fancy pictures of
Embarrassing. We're waiting for the
Embarrassing
photo shoot.
pictures. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, cue that up.
I got a young lieutenant who'll be more than happy to be on that committee. Yeah. So,
All right, there's no questions. Emergency management?
Back in September, we had a meeting at the county for emergency management to go through our preparedness plan. This morning, on my email, I had a plan sent to me from Bernie. Sent the copy to Scott and to Mayor Snelson. If anybody else needs a copy, get forwarded to you guys. This covers the next 3 years with county plans, and training and all that.
Municipal court, anything from?
No.
All right, city buildings and grounds?
Right, in October, obviously, we were continuing working on that sanitary bypass. You've all seen it, the mess over on Hickory Street. We cut it yesterday and graded it with utilities and us. They started blacktopping today. There was a couple of really soft spots, so they're gonna have to skip an area, come back in like a week. But most of it should be blacktop today. When I left they had a good chunk of it done up to the soft spots. Winterized the pool building inside, because obviously outside was done prior. Civic bathrooms are shut down, winterized. Octagon winterized on all the other buildings, like, for example, where all the flags are, there's all the water lines there. They should all be blown out, hopefully good this year, so we don't have any issues next year. Spend a lot of time doing it right, hopefully. We do the annual high manholes. We always rent that machine for one day. I think it costs like $500. We did about 50 high manholes, and then we should do some bad potholes, stuff like that. Got that done in one day. It's a long day. Obviously, leaf collection's going on right now. Danis took about 80% of our compost. I don't know if you've seen it, was really thinned out down there. And they land spread it on all the city ones they rent down in that area. In that woods, they rent some fields. And then to the east of our shop, there's a big, huge long field. They covered all that with the compost, get the soil better, which is a huge savings for us. Because otherwise we have to somehow get rid of it. So that was great news. Then my last thing, we hauled ashes. All right, for example, I know we talked about this last year, 10 months ago or something, we had that whole ordeal. So just, like in 24, remember I kept track of all that and presented that. I was like 18,927 we spent with labor, costs, all that. So this year, just for example, for ashes, something that's easily reported, and don't get me wrong, the loads of brush we had to haul were a fraction we did prior. Huge savings. We hauled 26.77 tons of ashes in 24. This year, we're at 12.59. So obviously it's working, you know what I mean? Way down from what we are, because we just hauled our last load in. I haven't got the bill for that last load, but I know the numbers because they get scaled in. Because of obviously no contractors. Now, recently, I don't know if you heard, City of Chilton just approved and put up, they fenced their whole thing in. They were having way too many contractors and non-residents coming in there. So I was like, okay, so maybe we'll get more people. I'll keep it. Second part is one of the gentlemen who brought in the most brush. We all know that, the one that I was trying to keep away. I just informed, I don't want to use any names, that he's renting a garage space and claiming that his business is there, and he is bringing in brush from everywhere. And in the last few weeks, you have definitely can see the brush improve. There are a lot more down there. So that's something, don't get me wrong, what you guys did last time definitely helped, right? So we might want to clean that up a little bit because, and me and Scott need to talk, it's very vague. So when the guy came up here and told Lori this, he's going to be doing it. She couldn't find nothing that said that, but I thought in the past, when we talked, you guys specifically said it had to be generated in the city. There's no way that we could find that you specifically said it had to be generated in the city.
The brush has to be, no. the business.
The business, what that currently has, when I looked at it, with the business has to be located here, but it does not specifically say generated.
But on the same token, and jumping back us, didn't you guys also say that, and we'll have to look into this more. I thought the contractors, which include Travis. Schmitz. No, Schmitz is in the town of New Holstein. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, then, yeah.
He's got a permit. I thought when you guys approved the permit, it was grass and mulch only, no brush. We have to look into that.
Yes, so that is how is mine. It's the clippings only for the contractor permit. But then the guy's claiming if he has a shed here in town, he's claiming that he can bring everything, which isn't the rules because you pay tax.
Okay, it's just an interesting thing that we need to talk about again.
That we'd have to find out where. That was what we said. So that, if it's.
Right.
If you're just renting a garage, Joe,
I mean, do you get mail
I mean, smart, right? He's playing the system, right?
Do you get mail at a garage?
Good point.
Like
Correct. So we
like
gotta look
a
into it.
garage, like a storage
Everybody
shed?
knows,
or a-
and I thought she was gonna be here tonight. I didn't know Scott, you're coming, so we'll have to get with Lori and actually I'll figure this out.
That's fine. I would just, the guy's name, if he registered under that garage address, then I think you.
We'll have to talk to Lori because she's the one that checks, right?
Yeah, we'll review and see exactly what's in ordinance and what's allowed and what's not.
Right, and I guess, like Becca said, it's where his business is located, not where he's renting. I mean, if his business address is Kiel, he wouldn't qualify. in my
Agreed. And
opinion.
that's what we need to look into. I just want to give you the heads up because it really worked well this year. And being honest, like, it was
Right.
really down. And, you know, with obviously between G and H taking most of the compost, Danish, you know, they're going back and forth. Last how many years we've been able to get rid of everything. Obviously, the bins are it's a lot less stuff down at the compost site. It's been working out excellent. And it's a lot less on us, you know, like when I kept track of all it, the loads are a fraction what they were last year. Because, for example, Josh Scott hauls it all down to the burn site. You know what I mean? So we're not dealing with any contractors for brush. And now this starts and he's dumping down there and I'm like,
Right.
then we had a nice conversation. I said, just, you know, if you're allowed to, you still aren't allowed to dump at the compost, just like Josh Scott. You have to jump at a burn site to try to keep but then that means I have to get a key and then he has 24 access there. And you are right about, going on a side note, about the doors being open. Last 2 times I've been down there, the gate's been wide open for no reason. It's not my guys.
Right, yeah. I
And for
think
some
it's-
odd reason. me
At
too.
least once I drove by,
Right, well, I've been down there.
check the
twice,
property
just
out that
said
we're selling and yeah, the gate's wide open.
And there's
Gate's
no
been wide open.
camera
No. That's at the burn site.
there?
And a mineral.
Yeah.
I don't,
got a tour.
yeah, no, there's no camera in that area.
Right. And you guys choose to come on the other side, don't you? Or will you open like that side?
County's using it, we open up the Tecumseh side. We're using it.
Yeah, but after you said that, coincidence, I tracked 2 times in 2 weeks, right? Because obviously we've been about 2 weeks and both times were wide open.
How many people have keys?
Supposed to be, and we did change this past, remember? Because all the utilities, and then my guys' utilities, and then police and firemen or not? No? And then Josh Scott should be
Trying
doing
to
it.
not burn stuff. Okay.
Well, we do keep it open when we burn because they need access.
So, I mean, I guess the reason I asked that was I would get in touch with the people that have keys. And then to always make sure they're locking it up.
Yeah, that's minor note, but I was just getting. That's all I had, thanks.
All right, rec director, nothing. City Hall, cleaning position.
Yeah, so we were able to fill the custodian position. The individual actually came in today. They did their background checks and everything else that was required. So they were filling out their paperwork today and they will start next week. So that has been filled and that stayed at the 1414 wage that we had approved earlier.
And that's just City Hall.
That will be City Hall, Fire Department, Airport, and several of the park facilities.
Okay. Yes.
One thing I did forget, we hired a new gentleman. Scott was in on it. He started Monday, working out excellent. I think he'll stick around. He's working excellent. Does
2 days.
not have a CDL, the only one. So we'll have to talk about that in the future, how we want to handle that, keep it in-house or send him out. That's for future. I don't want to deal with it right now. We'll be good for this winter and then we'll have to get him the CDL coming up.
Old business, discussion action, Optimus Park retaining wall.
Yes, so that was brought up during the last cow. Travis just sent us an estimate. It estimated at 23,900 40. If there's any questions, Travis is here on that item.
I went up and looked at that wall. What exactly are you doing? Are you taking the whole wall?
Correct, yeah, so the whole thing would, come down and then reconstruct it in the same spot.
Using the current materials?
No, using new stuff, because this stuff there is probably like 25 years old, I would say like 30 years old. So if I were to use that stuff, you would probably have the same problem again soon, so,
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
And yeah, look, I had a few questions for Travis and everything. So the dump site is, we don't have to haul it because I know you have it in the. I'm just
Correct,
reading it.
yeah.
So
If I could-
we just need to provide you with a spot to get rid of the.
Correct, yeah,
Excellent. And then this includes all brand new material
all brand new stuff, correct.
and new railing.
Correct, yep,
And if we were talking, you'd put that behind
yeah.
the block
Yeah.
instead of like now it's through it, which I don't like. And
And it
then,
isn't the correct way to do it anymore, it's changed, so yeah, so it would be just like a foot cut.
but all that's
Right
included.
behind it, correct, yep, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And then obviously, I mean, we would try to get it done before it snows. doing here so that it's all done over the winter, because I mean, obviously, you know, yeah, there's gonna be people up there, so.
Included in your budget stuff then? That's or not,
But this one will have to come out of B 300 account. That's what I was looking at it for.
where there was a surplus. That one.
Yes, we have funds in that account.
Come on, a culture correct?
Yes.
Which includes all of the buildings. Yeah, there's quite a bit in there, because this year was supposed to get done, you guys approved it like a year ago. Do a lot of work on the community center that was previous, and it never got done just because you're shorthanded. And so there's money that's in there yet, plus there's built up from years. So in that reserve, there's
So if we could get a motion then to take it to special council immediately after this for approval.
I'll move the wall. Council meeting.
Moved by Becca, seconded by Kathy. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried. A new business, discussion action 26 wage schedule.
Yes, so let me pull that one. You should also have it in your Google Drive items. Utilizing the estimate that was agreed to of a 3% increase, all wages were adjusted to meet that amount. So that adjustment is. You'll see on the library side, that was approved by the library board for those changes.
You'd have to take it,
Sorry,
you'd have to take it,
take what?
the increase.
That is what the council had agreed to earlier before my time here, is my understanding.
No, I'm saying, what if I say I don't want it?
Not about you. It's not gonna affect your wage. It goes to the next.
Oh, you're
election.
saying,
I know, but I'm saying, what if I ran again and got elected and I don't want it?
this does
No, it's
have
So
council.
much pay, not doing it for the money.
I think you'd have to,
We go over this every time.
you'd have to take the money because it's budgeted and you'd have to turn it back into us. If you really don't want it.
I just found out something. If you go to one of my employees, that Ben, and the reason he's getting a 5% and not the normal is because he's going into Rick's position, and then the new guy, which is Reader Tyler, which just started Monday, he'll be sliding into Ben's position. That's why there's a little discrepancies, because I didn't want the new guy to make more than the guy who's been here over a year. So we slid Ben into Rick's position. There's no increase. It's a bet. What he was making is not that it would have, and I don't know why it's only jumping. It should only be 3% because this wage should be 31.31, and that was already what he's making. It shouldn't be 30.60. So it is only a 3% raise on that position. Does that make sense? Everybody, not that you've seen why there's a script. Okay.
When did the crossing guard quit?
Last year. He couldn't do it anymore, so we ended up hiring somebody.
Now I just saw that it's advertised again.
Oh, yeah. She got a full-time job, so she's still technically able to do afternoons, so we're looking for somebody in the morning. We'll see how that works out with her new job, if she's gonna get it or not. So we may end up looking for both. But at this point, just one should be more hopeful.
Good job.
We could get a motion for approving the wage schedule.
I'll move the wage schedule to
I'll second it. Moved by Becca, second by Dan. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Discussion proposal to honor Hildegard Loretta Sell.
Yeah, so I got an email about a week ago from an individual. The letter is in the Google Drive, highlighting Hildegard Loretta. She was born in Wisconsin, raised in New Holstein. Her birthday, her 120th birthday, would have been in February. This individual reached out and asked if the council would consider some type of recognition of her. I did talk to the Historical Society. They actually just closed down a 2-year they had a
The thing at the museum.
yes, they had a showcase for her for the last 2 years, which also includes someone that came up and performed some of her songs. I also talked with the mayor. He also put in an article to the paper highlighting her contributions and also her connection to the city. So at this point in time, I don't know if the city, the council would even be interested in doing something additional, since it already has been covered both by the mayor's article and the Historical Society putting forward a 2-year long showcase.
Do you have any family?
She does have family. I am not aware if anybody still lives in New Holstein.
I don't think so, but they could, like they could. We have they have the English Center. Hey, they want.
It says
Theater.
that they would, like, if they've expressed
They can
genuine
put it in
interest in attending future events honoring her.
I know, they need an endowment fund and then they can build like a really nice, theater, like the other, cities, but that's, I feel like.
I'd
and
like
also-
to-
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a recommendation. Originally, she was supposed to have a road named after her. She lived where the old Hank's Locker was, which was a candy store, I think, in her time, or a little department. It was a store. It's Broadway Street or whatever. What was it in? According to this attorney, that in '69 it was supposed to happen, and then it got turned down. I almost think we should just follow through and give her that road. It isn't much, but it's something.
Too bad Franny's not here, maybe he's
Um,
on the committee. We could-
I mean, that's gonna cost the residents of that street money. I think maybe just the proclamation, Rich, from you. I think naming a street is a little excessive right now.
Yeah, we didn't have all this.
Was
stuff
it
we-
$100 or something for a sign?
No. But so if you read the letter, it says that the last minute they didn't do it because they said it was setting a precedent, which is not actually kind of what we went through with the whole bench thing and memorial things, like where does it stop? Then you're gonna have more requests and things like that. But I do think a proclamation would be nice, maybe like her birthday month or something, like what February you said, I think.
Yes, February.
Yeah.
So like in February, we could do a proclamation for that and maybe that more people can like learn about.
Did thing to the effect of like my mom's block.
I can't hear that.
Oh, sorry. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that Fond du Lac recently did something like my mom's block is honorary named a different street name. It has a sign. I believe it's temporary, but it's to honor someone important to Fond du Lac's history on that block.
But her actual address didn't change.
Correct.
Street name.
Her address did not change. The street is still legally the same name, but there is a sign. But it is an honorary street name. That would be another option that would, again, not affect the residents or businesses on it, on the street, but it would be a nod.
Just the state, Civic Park having
Yeah.
something like that. I'm just like something that.
Well,
was kind of
that,
big.
the staging, isn't that Hendricks? Ipke, but that family donated money towards that too.
I thought what Kathy said. didn't it?
Well, to look in. Also something. And that's I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to recognize her. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, I think a proclamation is fine.
Should I look into temporary street naming or should we just stick with the proclamation?
I mean, you could look into if there's a cost with it and if it affects.
Right, and if it's not
And yeah,
making the residents on
Right.
that block
Not a-
change it, who cares? The family was promised it in 1969. Come on, let's.
Well, they
deliver
talked
something.
about it. I don't know that.
Well, we weren't here, but come on.
I mean,
I can get that.
this guy, this lawyer
Yeah.
sort of drumming up, he's like drumming up old drama.
Right.
That's what I don't like the tone
I mean,
of it,
just-
like, he talks about the mean headlines from 1969, like, I mean, what, that's, nobody's really. I mean, no one would know about that if you weren't bringing it up, it's not like, but I still find. Full budget.
I'll take a look, but at least for now, we can plan on a proclamation at least.
Sounds good.
I'd like to add, was it talking about like, oh, it's old or nobody knew? I can tell you out in Pennsylvania at a campground, people were talking about Calumet County and the big bands and all that stuff from on the East Coast. So during that era,
They're talking about-
the area is well known.
About Hildegard though?
Hildegard's another one. She performed for kings, queens, all that. She was pretty popular. I guess you'd say that would be the Marilyn Monroe of the day, if not more.
Well, we could become the new hosting Hildegards instead of us. I mean, it has a ring to it.
I don't think it lives up to its expectation.
Yeah, I look into those things and then.
Right.
Yep.
All right, discussion, donation to the library and aquatic center.
Yeah, just for the council's awareness, we received an anonymous donation of $8,000. $5,000 went to the library for the summer food program, assistance program. So they wanted to help and fund next year's distribution. We also got $2,000 for the pool. That's going to go for life jackets. And then also $1,000 that will go to actually buying family passes, so that those that can't afford a pass, it basically will be run at the library as one of their experience passes. And that way, after the school has opened for the season, a couple weeks in, the pool will start offering a pass for those that can't have or can't afford access to the pool. Kind of increase that ability for people to participate in it.
All right,
Are they interested in?
all right. No miscellaneous business, meetings adjourned, and we'll move on to the council.
Got it. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call's been taken.
Yes.
Approval of the agenda.
So move.
Second.
Gene, seconded. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. New business, action will be taken on these items unless indicated that they are discussion or first presentation items. Action. Approval of funds for the Optimus Park retaining wall.
I move to spend the money on the five prices. The Optimist.
Moved.
Moved by Becca, second by Kathy.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Jason has a question.
We'll be able to
Go
cut.
ahead.
He wants 50, I don't know if you've seen that, 50% has to go down, so we'll have to cut a check right away, just so you guys know. I don't know if you need to include that or not, just get that check cut right away, so then he can work on it when it fits in his schedule. Correct?
Yes, please.
Well, now it's too.
Any other discussion?
You want to get
Yeah.
pretty nervous.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Wolf.
Aye.
Trader. Oakley. Watson. Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion passes. No other business, meeting adjourned.
Easy.